Get ready for everything you missed during the Sword Art Online Fairy Dance arc. Just take a moment to try and guess what waifu this is. Kirito's at the hospital visiting Asuna, where you can see this clock in the background. We witnessed 2 minutes and 13 seconds of conversation, but yet the clock somehow progressed 12 whole minutes. We can all agree that Asuna's dad is a horrible person for allowing an unconscious Asuna to be married off to...
What's his name? What's his name? I got nothing on a name!
Wait, does anybody actually know this guy's name? Anyways, a few moments later, that guy says,
"We're having the ceremony here on January 26th, a week from now."
how do you have a wedding date planned already, whenever you just got engaged 2 minutes prior? So in a previous video, I got quite a few comments saying, I can't compare SAO to Chivalry of a Failed Knight because Chivalry is ecchi, which apparently makes them nothing alike. So Kirito has come to visit Aegil to talk about a photo that looks eerily similar to Asuna. This isn't important, but while inside the bar, you can see a map of the United States and a knockoff 7-Up sign on the wall. Now Kirito once again dives back into the virtual world, this time in search of Asuna. Since Alfheim was created using Aincrad's old data, Kirito still has access to all of his items from Aincrad. The problem I have with this situation is that all of Kirito's items are not recognized by the game, except for Yui. Yui is super cute and I don't want to be a hater, but Yui's data came from the same place as all the other items, so it shouldn't be usable. Anyways, Kirito meets Lifa, aka his sister, and it kinda blows my mind that she doesn't know his in-game username. I just feel like that would have came up in conversation at some point since, you know, he was stuck in the game for 2 years. So Kirito and Lifa make their way to Sylvain, where Kirito is going to rent a room in order to log out safely. So we were shown earlier that you log out by going through the in-game menu, but we all know Kirito doesn't have to follow the in-game rules, so he logs out just by going to sleep apparently. After that, we get some interaction between Asuna and that guy, but during this time, that guy mentions that several countries are researching memory implantation technology. What he says doesn't line up perfectly with the future, but I will still count it as foreshadowing for ordinal scale or Elicization. So Kirito logs back into the game, and the first thing you will notice is that he is no longer inside the room where he logged out. Next, Kirito and Lifa climb this tower in order to begin their journey to the World Tree, which the animation team apparently forgot to draw into the background. Then they begin flying to the tree, where once again they forgot to draw said tree, but if you pay attention, you'll notice the map on the back of the game does not match up with what we are seeing. So just as they are about to enter Legru, they are attacked by a group of Salamanders. Kirito of course goes on the offensive and decides the best course of action is to go through the shields instead of over or around. Then I just wanted to take a moment to remind you how adorable Yue is, just before we see Kirito basically turn into the gleaming eyes floor boss from Aincrad. Our overpowered game-breaking protagonist wins the battle, and then Kirito proceeds to say,
"I'm a man of my word, partner."
I don't want to be that guy, but let's look at some of his previous promises.
"You're not going to die." "Yeah, you're not gonna die. It's okay. I promise you're going to survive."
So the Sylphs are in trouble, and for some reason, Kirito decides that their problems are more important to him than searching for Asuna, so he decides to help them. Okay, altogether, this is a pretty freaking cool fight, but why did Eugene explode at the end of it? So
"All I am's your friendly neighborhood mercenary."
Then a random Spider-Man reference. So now guys, remember, if anybody asks, we watch this anime for the plot. Lifa and Kirito make it to the World Tree. Jumping back to Asuna, you will notice that she could literally just turn sideways and slip between these bars to escape. Then Kirito makes his first attempt at the World Tree, which doesn't exactly go as planned. So now Kirito begins his second attempt at the World Tree, and there is so many more guardians this time. Like seriously, they didn't form a literal wall like this before. So with Lifa and friend supporting him, Kirito does much better this time, but I'm calling BS on this heal spell because she didn't use an incantation. It's beginning to look hopeless, but don't worry, because some friends show up just in time to save the day. So Then just like with the fight with Eugene, this looks really cool. But how did he create this force field, and why is there no Guardians using bows and arrows this time? After all the BS from the previous episode, our hero is finally reunited with his princess. But of course, that guy shows up. That guy gives a long and evil monologue, then Kirito takes control of Alfheim by logging in as Heathcliff. This was interesting, but shouldn't a password be needed to log in as the Game Master? Before killing that guy, Kirito turns the pain absorber completely off. Once again, super cool, but just think about all the other in-game players who are taking damage and in severe pain right now. Oh yeah, Kirito also logs out without turning the pain absorber back on. So, were you able to guess what waifu this is? It's Haruhi from Ouran High School Host Club. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want a part 3 to this video, and be sure to check out part 1 if you haven't already. Thanks for watching everyone, and I hope to see you next time.